he knows that to call himself a king wouldn't be a great idea. So what he does is he borrows a bunch of political offices and pulls them to himself. The first is the power of the tribune, to propose laws and to veto them. He also pulls in the power of the censor. So the censor counted people, so that's where we get the idea of a census, but also is responsible for managing kind of the moral decay of society. So he could remove people from the Senate. He could declare certain immoral acts illegal. So there was a lot he could do with that. He also pulls in the chief priest of Rome, who is the name has suddenly slipped my mind, but he pulls in the office of the chief priest of Rome.
How did he become, what did you have to do to become the chief priest in a day like that?
So in that period in time, the priest offices were actually voted for. Pontifex Maximus. So Julius Caesar was the Pontifex Maximus at one point in his life. So he actually ran for election of Pontifex Maximus. Earlier in his life, he was a religious office called the Flamen. And the Flamen was something you did for your entire life. You weren't supposed to be able to get married. He wants to get married, which he eventually does. So he doesn't hold that office forever, but the Flamen Dialis. So he pulls all these powers to himself, meaning Augustus. And what he's managed to do is create this position that didn't exist before. And he doesn't know what to call himself. So he comes up with a brilliant idea. The Speaker of the House for the Roman Senate, just to kind of put it in modern terms so you understand, is called the Princeps Senatus, or the Prince of the Senate. He calls himself the Princeps Civitas, or the Prince of the City. And we translate this modernly to mean first citizen. So he's really just a first citizen among other citizens. So I'm just like you, except
I have preference.
I have preference and you could die. So it's a very interesting position that he creates. And the name emperor we use actually comes from the chief army general, which was called a imperator. And that's where the word emperor comes from. He pulls that power to himself too. So he combines all of these offices and all these religious ideas to create what will become the emperor.